Hey, I'm still raring to go, you big overgrown Pinocchio!
Okay, look at YouTube family. Thank you so much once again for stopping by for another episode here at Out of the Box Reviews. Today we are bringing you Storm Arena Street Fighter Alpha 3 Ken Masters. Now I know it's been a long time since I've been recording. You know, some of y'all know I am a daddy now of a 4-month-old, and it feels good. It feels good to be able to bring back some reviews for you guys. Now, with a quick little bio here, Ken was born into a rich family. His father, the owner of a well-known hotel chain. His father decided that his son needed to learn discipline, or else he'll become spoiled and mooch off of him for the rest of his life. Ken is sent to Japan to train under his father's old friend, Goken. At first, Ken is hesitant and wanted to return home, but he eventually begins to respect Goken and the martial arts. Ken soon becomes good friends and training partners with Goken's adopted son, Ryu. And I am getting this little bio from fightersgeneration.com. So thank you guys for putting the time and effort and writing these bios out. Enough of that talk. Let's get into this right now. Alright, so starting off from the top of his head, we can see that there's some details on the hair, lines running throughout. And as we turn to the back here, we can see his long hair with the red bandana, or I don't know what to call this, y'all. So if y'all know the word for this, please let me know in the comment section below. But this is textured. This is textured, and the hair continues going all the way down, and it is a soft plastic material, so it's not gonna get in the way when you're posing him, so that's pretty dope. And here we can see some strange sculpted hair just sticking out, and the rest of the hairs there, like the fact that they did sculpted individual hairlines or hair pieces like that. And then going around to the side here, we can see his ears. Got his ears showing on both sides, and then his face sculpt looks pretty good. Now I don't know if the camera's capturing it, but his jawline looks nice. Jawline looks nice, and then the shadows, you can kind of see that the actual chin piece is also sculpted. It's not just rounded, but you can kind of see the shape of the chin with the help of the shadow there. So that's pretty dope. Those little details, really cool. And if you move up his bangs and you look at his side here, you can see that his eyebrow also has the little lines at the end there, like they do in the artwork. So what I mean is, if you see it here, you can see that those little hair at the end, he has some here. So that's pretty cool. And also, going back to the picture, if you see this drawing, you can see the jawline is similar to what we see here, and that's what we appreciate here at Out of the Box. This time around, Storm gave us a hard plastic neck, but it is separate. And usually what they used to do was the chest piece with the neck would be all one, and it'll all be that rubber material. Now this time around, I do prefer this way, even though I do like the seamless look, but this way the neck is not gonna get scratched. So as some of you guys seen my video with Sagat, I said Sagat. Anyways, neck can potentially scratch. The paint can come off. Similar with Goro as well. So if y'all have those, then y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But they did not do away completely with it, because the actual torso is rubber material too, which that's perfectly fine with me because it helps with articulation. And it is the same material as the key up on top. And then looking at the arms here, you can see some more muscle definition. You can see his elbow there. See that John bend? Look at that bending elbow. It looks like he has a bone sticking out there. You see that, John? That little piece is a little funky looking, but nice little elbow there. I do like that they give us the option to remove these. The hand does come off pretty easily, is because it is a soft plastic or rubbery material. It's good like that because it does help whenever you're putting it back. and it minimizes the risk of breaking the pegs. Looking at the gi itself, the gi itself does have some black shattering or weathering all throughout. I highly appreciate that. And all of the creases, you can see that he has like that black wash all throughout the gi. That is beautiful, guys, beautiful. Okay, and now looking back here, you can see some more of that weathering and some more creases on the gi there. And it is textured just like the headband. It is textured just like the belt and his pants. But yeah, I do appreciate that. And this, they have given us the articulated belt, so that's pretty good. Now if you remove it, it's similar to the other one, so you can just remove it. This little peg here though, it is still that flesh color. I don't know why they don't just paint that black, but it is that flesh color, and you do remove it the same way that you do with all of the Storm figures. Be careful because this piece does come out all the way, so be careful, you don't want to lose this. And you expose his body, which goes into much more muscular features. You can see the rubber top, you see all of the details there, and it is weathered. It isn't just all one color. It's very slight, but you can see the a little bit of wash all throughout the muscle area. Now this thing right here in the middle, I am not a fan of this, but I do understand why they did it, but I'm just not a fan. I don't like the way that cut looks. They did change it on Sculpt figure that they're releasing. They did change it on his, so I hope that moving forward they remove it on all of them. But yeah, this is Ken with without his top on. You can see all the muscles running all throughout. That's his back there. This guy got muscle upon muscles. But yeah, that's what he looks like without his gi. Looking at his pants, you see the same texture that we've seen on his gi, and in the folds we do see some black weathering. Much appreciated. And another thing that I noticed that I think is really cool is that the texture doesn't just continue onto the kneecap. That whole piece has that texture. On the side here, we can see that it does have a line sculpted that runs all the way down. And in the inside, he also has a line that is sculpted and runs all the way down. Legs here is not just one piece anymore. It does have that cut that we see with Jada Toy. I'm not necessarily a fan of the thigh cut like that. I prefer just one piece, but it kind of blends in with the help of the textured pants, you know what I mean? So you know, it's pretty cool. I'm cool with it, you know. But then moving down here to his feet, we can see this portion here. It is a separate piece that allows you to twist, and then you have his foot. With his foot is nicely sculpted. You can see the sculpted toenails there, so that's pretty nice. And then in the bottom there, he has nothing. So for articulation, I usually like to start, you know, from the top and all of that, but because I already had him without the gi, I just wanted to show y'all what his hands look like, how close they can get without the gi. But in my cases, I'm gonna have him with the gi on. We're gonna put it on and review him with it on, you know, the articulation, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I'll be right back. Give me 1 second. Alright, so starting from the top, he can look all around, and his neck moved with it, so the neck can also move all around. Alright, now we'll put that back, and then he can do that, you know, but he can tilt and tilt to the right. He can look up fairly good there, and he can look down really good as well. Arms go up. He does have that butterfly joint that gives him that movement. and it does go up and down as well, and goes all around. And he does have that twist there. Elbow, pretty good hinge there. For the hand, it is on a ball joint, so he got movement everywhere, up and down, all that goodness. We love that. And then just trying to use the torso area with the gi on, he can move pretty good. And to the other side, and then to the back. This is just trying to use the top part, and then using the whole piece, he can go back even further. And then for the top, moving forward, can move about that much forward, but then using the whole thing, really good, really good. And of course, if he didn't have the gi, then he can move further down, but that's as far as he goes with the gi on. Still pretty good though, to be honest. Look at that kick, bro. Many of us can't do that type of kick, you know what I'm saying? He does have that waist there, and then he can move side to side fairly good. He can do the splits, and he does have that drop down feature on his legs. See, I seen earlier, he has that thigh cut, and he can kick up really good. And then bend at the knee, really good. Ankle here has that rotating feature. And then the foot can go 360 as well, but with the ankle area moving around, then it kind of difficult because it just tries to move the whole thing. But you can move the foot and do a 360 with the foot alone. But you can go up, you can go down, you can point at people with his feet, and then he has that toe hinge and ankle rockers. Nice ankle rockers. For accessories, starting off with the head sculpt here, he comes with this smiling face, which I like the Street Fighter 2 version that Jada Toy put out. I like that smiling face better, but this is okay. This is more like a smirk, a little cocky smirk, which we all know Ken is cocky. He's confident, he trains with Ryu. Who's better than Ryu? Other than sometimes Ken. Most of the time, I don't know. Guess it depends. Who do you like, Ryu or Ken? But anyways, here he does have the same hair sculpt all the way down. He does have the sculpted headband here, or hair piece. I don't know. Like I said, if y'all know what the name of this is, please let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, the hair is still the same. That soft rubbery plastic, and this time around, face is just smirking. Which, with the help of the shadow there, you can see it has like a lifted up little cheek there. So that's pretty dope. Yeah, nice head sculpt. Up next, he does come with his flame effect, which I like. The translucent from the jello. I don't know why I said jello like that, but from the yellow to the orange, coming down to the tippity tip red. So that's pretty dope. Now, the way that they added the flame effects to this, I think is a little weird. I think they could have done better. But the translucent piece, I really like the colors on it. And then you just place his fist there, and he hits you with that. And even though he does not come with the Hadouken effect, he does have the Hadouken hands, because he still does the Hadouken. So you do have these, and what I like about these, again, there are soft material, so that's pretty cool. And again, it helps with not breaking the pegs, so I really like that. The glove, this part is a little bit textured, but the fingers here, you could let me see if you can capture it. You can kind of see the lines on the fingers there. So those are small little details that are pretty cool, that they don't have to have, but they do. Then you could kind of see the sculpt of where the nails usually go. I don't know if the camera's capturing that, but the sculpt for the nails is definitely there for sure. So we appreciate that. Comes with one left pointing finger and right peace sign. So it's only coming one of each. But the this one, you know, it says you're a small little man, you know, or he's like saying come here. Here you can see the lines of the finger, and you can kind of see a little bit more here, you know, the knuckle area there, the lines for the knuckle, and then the sculpt where the nail is at. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Nice little feature there, little details, and then yeah, it does come with these. And he also comes with a stand, which this is pretty cool, different than what we've seen Storm release before. I like this because you could peg it in any one of these holes that you want, and on top of that, ignore that little poppy thingy, you could swivel this around, so you could do whatever you want with that. And this goes up and down or come off, and then here this portion goes up and down as well, but it also swivels around. And they gave us two of these, so you could either use this plastic one or use this one, which is a little bit wider and a little harder. But I've been using this one and I like the feel of this one so far. So what you do is you just slide it in through there, and that'll essentially tighten around the waist or the leg or anything that you know that you want them to be holding on to, and you could just have them swinging around there, you know, up and down as well. So pretty cool. And then with this one, same thing, you can either have his waist, leg, any portion that you want in there as well. So that's pretty cool that they included that. So yep, but yeah, cool little stand. And last, he does come with a stage backdrop. So it's pretty cool, pretty cool. And then the back is nothing, just the stage in the front. Nice little glossy touch to it. Yeah. Alright, so that's a wrap up on my review on Storm Arena's Street Fighter Alpha 3 Ken Masters. Now, honest opinion, okay? Jada Toy led the way for this to be a possibility. Storm Arena mastered it, I think. With the scope, you know, the paint job, the details when it comes down to like the facial expressions, the jaw lines, the little details like that, muscle definition, man, we have to give it to Storm Arena in my honest opinion. Jada Toy's customer service is unmatched. Jada will win all the time in that department, all the time, you know. If Storm was to have a better customer service, they would have been, you know. But I do know this though, I will say this, Jada has different body sculpt. They do different body sculpt for each of their figures. They're not reusing pieces, and Storm does not. I will say that, because this body is the same one that Ryu has, which he should be coming soon, so I will be putting my thoughts out there for him. But because it's the same figure, just different color schemes, I'm pretty sure what we get here is what we're gonna get over there. So I will say that. But y'all, time for Bible verse of the day, which is Psalm 133 verse 1. How good and pleasant it is when God's people live together in unity. Amen. I bring that one to you guys because Ken and Ryu come from different backgrounds, totally different cultures, but they come together in unity when it comes down to training, they have became brothers and they love each other. All about unity. And I pray for you guys that are listening. I hope that you could find a community where you can feel united. Thank you so much for stopping by today. I appreciate you guys. Listen, I know it's been a long time, but I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. I know I'm late to it, but hey, that's fatherhood and all of that stuff. But yeah, y'all got any prayer requests or anything that y'all would like to share with me, you're more than welcome to email me there, outoftheboxreviews@gmail.com. Appreciate y'all, and again, y'all stay blessed. Peace out. Peace out.
Come on, let's turn up the heat.